I can't believe it's running.
Let's leave everything and go traveling. See what tomorrow brings. It's only a choice away. Let's back up and leave today. Let's see what tomorrow brings.
We made it on our way back to the States. Back at 6.
One eternity later.
We're in the States.
We are in the United States. Wow. Gotta get through customs first, but then we're in the United States.
Global entry is straight.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
The global entry is pretty much like magic. So a few years ago, we went to Cuba for a few days, came back, and missed our connecting flight back to Arizona. Had to spend the night in the hotel here. Then missed that next day at work trying to get a flight, all because of the giant line at LAX to get through customs. So we signed up for global entry. Worth its weight in gold if you are traveling internationally. We're done. I mean, what was that? It wasn't even a minute.
No, but
Just walk up, takes a photo of you, and you're done. So yeah, it's good. The feeling of being here is insane. Like, you fly over Los Angeles. Los Angeles is not a clean place by American standards, but compared to everywhere we've been, it looks spotless. It is crazy how perfect LA is. Let that sink
the size
in
of the coffees.
for a minute.
They're
Yeah,
large.
This is the smallest coffee I could get from the coffee bean in there.
And they don't even have those size cups anywhere I've seen it.
No, that's a
Unless you're
mega.
at Starbucks.
This is a mega grande, and it's the small here. But no, it's really surreal to be home. Like, it's really exciting. I didn't expect excitement to be in Los Angeles. This is where I was born. It's not that exciting. Seeing Catalina Island, you know, hey, I know Catalina. I've been there a million times. Like, something that I know.
Being able to speak to anybody in English is pretty exciting too.
Yeah, we're over talking like crazy. The lady at the coffee bean, I'm gonna give Kelsey a break, holding this, was just like picking somebody up, but I was like, no, we're actually getting in here. You know, it's good to be back in the U.S. Haven't been back here in a long time, and just realized, oh, I'm supposed to just say thanks. You know?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, you know, whatever. I'm cool, like.
One nap later.
Your first taco, Tim. His first taco is gone.
Yes, number one gone.
Many, many minutes later.
I'm gonna go ride some motorcycles. Gonna ride motorcycles?
Yes. Thank goodness. Since we have none of our own, we're gonna steal my brother's.
Later that same evening.
Give it out.
First bite.
What do you think?
I've missed it.
Yeah? Cheers. Cheers.
Day 2.
We are in our rental car and we are headed to Arizona. But I just had to say, I'm doing 73 miles an hour and it feels like 110. I probably haven't had that sensation since I first learned how to drive, but to do a speed like this in a car that's all smooth, it's a Camry rental car, so rides a little bit better than Goose at 73, but it's just crazy. And then the roads are all perfect. Like, I'm not looking for trees in the road or dogs or...
There's no trash and everyone's in their lane.
And you know what? Not a single person on the freeway has put their hazards on and stopped in the middle of the freeway thinking that my hazards are on. It's fine. So it's just kind of a trip. I know.
It's interesting to me, like I've done this drive from California to Arizona so many times, but with a new perspective, you know, there's always parts of this that seem yucky, and now I'm looking at everything and going, it's so nice and orderly,
Yeah.
even if it's not a nice area, it just seems
Yeah.
so much nicer to my eyes because...
I could move to Needles. I mean, but really,
But it's crazy, yeah, you
it's
have
funny,
such a different perspective.
But we're being genuine. That feels pretty good.
Arizona!
Arizona. 1 year, well really it's 11 months, but man.
It's been a long time.
It's cool to be back. What do you feel?
You've been here before and it's familiar, and that is something that we haven't felt for quite a while.
Yeah. It's a trip. Like, I guess I've taken for granted, maybe we all do, but I know I did, things you know. You know, how much of your life you know. You know where to get coffee. You know what turn to make next. You know your car. You know what it'll do. You know how other people drive in your town versus when you go to a new town and that little bit of stress. Man, we're in LA, everyone's driving crazy because you're from somewhere else. 100% of your life is that when you're on the road.
Yeah.
You don't know anything. My goodness. This is scary.
Hopefully that's the key.
Yeah, well, first of all, let's hope that's the key. Second of all, let's hope everything's okay. A little scared. That's good.
Step one.
I'm just taking every positive I can. Okay, it's caught on my mountain bike.
Do you need me to crawl in there?
No. I'm not smelling a ton of fuel, are you?
No, it definitely looks like maybe it flooded the floor, but...
Yeah, I think so. Big rain's probably got in here to a degree, but so far I'm pleasantly surprised. Wow, I forgot how much crap we put inside poor old Tonto. Alright, well.
Tires are pretty flat.
I guess it's time to start digging, looking for what we need, and seeing what's okay and what's not. Here we go.
We got the FJ40 all ready to drive, although we didn't have much hope that after sitting in storage for a year, it would actually start without a bit of work.
Can I do anything?
No, everything looks nice and clean. We'll leave this off when we try and start it because I gotta cut my hands over it and, you know, and get that suction thing going. But it all looks pretty good. Hiding spot for keys? Underneath the old Mexican blanket. Brakes have pressure. It's very, very encouraging. Clutch seems to have some pressure to it. Found neutral. I'm taking all these little wins as I can here. Stay out of the way there. It shouldn't have any power, so I don't think anything's gonna happen, guys. Wow, I did not expect that. Okay, so full choke. Can you look on both sides? I can creep it forward like a foot. I can't believe we started.
I know, it's crazy.
You like my hat? I can't believe it's running. All right, buddy.
We're in the 40.
Back in Tonto. It feels really good.
"24 hours later."
Headed to Tucson. We got our bikes and Tonto's running well. No problems with him. far, so that's good.
Yeah, couldn't be more happy with him. Like, I just can't believe he can sit for 11 months and just bird a life. And we're starting to thin out the old gas and be happy to get all fresh gas in here. But so far, it's running fine.
So we're excited to ride bikes. Really excited to ride bikes.
The idea that we could just get on a bicycle and go ride to a trail
Yeah.
seems like mind-blowing.
Also excited about all the food in Tucson.
That's for sure.
Of course, we had to hit some dirt on our way, let little Tonto stretch his legs a bit. Once we got to Tucson, we took in the local wildlife, had our favorite foods,
Sonoran hot dog, well, hot pepper, 2 carne asada tacos. What do you got there? And I understand how these look. If you've never had a Sonoran hot dog, have one with everything on it.
and then got to work.
This is, I don't know what you want to call it. We call it Condor. It's kind of our safety net. We tried to sell them before the trip, and I don't know. I don't think I really wanted to be honest, because I love this thing and it's my dream car. But we've had so many hours laying under it. But I also just didn't get anybody to give me a good offer. So we ended up keeping it because we were able to store it here. So we don't have to pay to store him like we did Tonto. So that's made it possible for it to sit for a year. I did a whole bunch of things before we left town to make sure, hopefully make sure, there'd be no mice and it would start when we got back. So today's the day. If you haven't watched our old videos, you may not know this car, so I'm gonna go ahead and introduce you to it. This is Condor. Okay. So, Condor is a 1988 Porsche 911, you know, hardtop Carrera, the normal one, manual transmission, of course, that's all they had back then. We found this in a buddy's garage. I was going mountain biking with him one day, and there it was sitting there. So I sold my daily driver and decided I'd use this as my daily driver, and that's the way we were able to afford it. We worked on it the whole summer pretty much in our carport at our house, and tried to get it as reliable as we could. It needed a lot of little things, and the valves needed adjusting. We did all that ourselves. And then we went on our honeymoon road trip, and we spent 3 weeks and like 3,500 miles camping out of this car, filling up the frunk, as we call it, and just taking Pacific Coast Highway from the beginning all the way up into Oregon. So that was kind of the beginning of our longer adventures, I guess, even though it was mostly on roads anyways. This is terrifying. I don't know, like starting Tonto was exciting. Starting Condor is terrifying. The amount of money to like rebuild the engine is just not doable. And so, man, he shuddered, smoked, all stuff they probably would do after sitting for a year. But man, I was just, felt like I was having an anxiety attack. So, but wow, I think he's okay. His first drive, we're doing 20 miles an hour. I think everything's okay.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.
This is a beautiful family reunion.
Woo!
Ow!
We doing
Yes.
we doing a clam bake? Clam bake! Clam bake! That's Shredder. It's my mountain bike. He shredded up a duck once. I didn't do it. Us and the ducks on the pathway have an agreement that they move, and they always have hundreds of times. And this one time, he didn't move, and then Shredder just did his thing.